Hi, this is Chris. In this video, I will show you how deliciously easy it is to edit images on the phone. It makes it very easy to experiment, and it's great fun to discover little tricks and effects that you can achieve by modifying the graphics that make up a given phone screen. iFantastic maintains a resource tree on disk. The resource tree mirrors the phone's file and folder hierarchy, but each editable file has its own folder. In this folder, all edited files and edit settings for the particular phone file are kept. Let's start by navigating on the phone to the weather application. Applications, weather. When you click on the edit icon, the pencil, for a file, you will be switched to the View and Edit tab of the File Manager and to the resource tree location for that file. iFantastic copies the original file off the phone if it has not been done before and gives it an ORG prefix. It also copies the current version of the file to disk and creates the default edit setting. Current version and the edit settings file. Edit settings have extension stng and are grouped together at the top of a resource tree listing. The default file is updated whenever you click on a pencil in a phone listing. This avoids creating too many of these files, but it also means that you may lose changes that you made. So if you want to make a new version of a file, you should duplicate the edit setting. You can do this at any time by clicking the duplication icon above the edit area. An edit settings file records the settings of the editor's controls and keeps a source file as well as a result file. The result file is what gets ultimately copied to the phone. You can change the source file to anything you like. It starts out being the file that's currently on the phone. Without further ado, let us make some changes to the weather icon. Something I like to do because it's so simple is colorize it. Click the colorize checkbox and pick the hue, which is the color shade that you want. Let's make it bright red. For good measure, let's rotate it. Let's make it 45 degrees. From the layout pop-up menu or layer pop-up menu, you can select Fit into Crop Area and the icon will get shrunk to fit. Now these buttons up here, you can click the left one to simply copy the file to the phone. Depending on the location of the file, you may have to restart the springboard, restart the application you're modifying, or even reboot the phone. This button updates the result file on disk. This is done automatically when you click one of the other two buttons. There's the result. Actually, this is the settings file. Showing its result file, which is down here. The cool part, however, and what greatly simplifies experimentation, is the center button. It saves the settings to disk, it saves the result file to disk, and it copies the result file to the phone. Now it will show you the changes you made. Depending on the location of the file, it will reboot the phone, restart the Springboard, or launch the application whose files you are modifying. First, Son of iFantastic is launched to force any open application to save its own settings to the phone. Then the Springboard is restarted or the target application is launched. And there's our modified weather icon. Let's do that again a few more times. Let's change the hue. Let's change the rotation. Let's leave it like that. Click the magic button. And there it is. Now let's pick a different source file. Let's go to the Disk Paths menu and pick Samples and drag by the kind icon the sun image into the image layer. From the layer pop-up we can say fit into crop area. We'll switch the colorize off and see how that looks. Now let's see what we can do with the mask. We go over to click on the mask layer, go to the Disk Paths menu, Overlays and Masks. There are some pre-made masks. Let's pick the star, drag it into the mask layer, fit it into the crop area, and make adjustments that we may want to make. And have a look. Most excellent. For good measure, let me show you the overlay layer, and let's pick from the signatures folder. Let's be patriotic and pick the flag, fit into crop area. We can also change the opacity. That's the see-through, and the scale. I suppose we don't really need see-through when we make the flag small. Double click on the control to return it to its default value. So the opacity is back to 100%. We can drag. We can also use the nudge control, which is this compass rose, to nudge the image 1 pixel at a time into the various directions. And let's look at that. As expected.